Boom. Hey. Woo. Yeah.
Water.
What is good? What is poppin', everybody? My name is Sia.
My name is No Sean.
My name is Dan.
And welcome to episode 60, guys. 60.
60.
A Bad Habits, the podcast. Look at that. 60 fucking episodes. It's pretty good, even with like a month off.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty
Yeah.
good.
Like that.
How y'all feel about that?
It's like 2/3 out of 100. Is that entering the 2/3?
It would be 6/10, which
yeah.
is they're fucking bad at maths, which would be because you
It's
can get a
maths.
denominator 3/5. That's what it is.
Ooh, 3/5.
Man's loves maths.
You are
Love
That's
it.
exciting.
mathematician.
Well done, kids.
Yeah, man. Look, we
Well,
came
look
here.
at that poor job.
Yeah,
Look at that
yeah.
poor
Oh,
job.
beautiful.
These things really sparkle up a lot.
It looks refreshing.
It is. It's
I've never seen that one before.
This is Tweed, Baker Street, and Ginger. I don't know why it's not like focusing. Oh, it's probably because it's two of us. Whatever.
Yeah.
I've had Tweed before. They're pretty dope. They're Canadian. Baker Street and Ginger Ale. Oh, cool. I don't know what the fuck Baker Street is. Maybe it's like a blend. Maybe it's like what they call their
Streets.
oil that they use in it. or
Oh, he's
some
on
shit.
it.
Let's have a look.
That's what he does. It's pretty dope, man.
Baker
Get it?
Street distilled cannabis.
Okay.
So we see
Ooh.
what it is.
Good trees.
Oh my god, this is like dank. I've never drank a
Ooh.
drink like this before. Oh wow. You know how like you
Like
just
a-
freshly open up the bag and
A
you're
bag
like,
of-
let me
yeah.
smell it, and like it's like that,
Oh,
not as pungent,
sounds delicious.
but it just smells like fucking bud.
Sounds like a
And
West
then
Coast IPA.
yeah, a little. And like a bit of the ginger, but it's really sweet. It's like actual ginger. It's definitely too sweet for my taste, but like it's
Wow.
nice. I'm surprised.
They
It's
should
only
have
two-
used Canada Dry ginger ale.
Mm.
That would have been a winner.
Even that's
No?
too sweet for me.
Is it?
It's probably less sweet than Canada Dry now. Now you put it in that context.
Have you
but
had County Soda before?
County Soda? No, it sounds good. What's
They
the
make
deal?
craft soda. It's pretty good. They have it at some breweries around the way.
Is it local?
Quite, quite nice. Yeah, it's in the middle of nowhere, but it's Ontario. Like, yeah.
Cool. I love those shits because they don't overrun it with like sugar. They probably
Yeah,
use like
it's a good syrup, whatever they
Yeah,
use.
and the syrup stuff, but it's not like some fucking like just mounds of sugar, white sugar trash. It's like actually well done. The flavors are crafted usually with like kind of like beer, like real stuff, not like just natural additives.
Yeah, better ingredients, purees or whatever. They have like a
Mm.
cola, a creamy soda, a lime one. All the usual rip-offs, but like just craft versions. So yeah,
Huh.
I would
Cool.
have. People have been using them as mixes and shit for like you buy a bunch of Reed's gin or some Dillon's gin and get some County Soda and do a little cocktail with craft stuff.
Are they from Prince? Could you Google? Are they from Prince Edward County? County soda.
County.
Yeah, they're black cans with their respective colours on the.
Kind of sounds familiar. The County
In
Soda
the writing.
Company in Picton, yeah. Oh, which makes sense.
Picton, there you go.
So that's Oh, you never came. Did you? No, you didn't. We've done beer festival. I just can never remember who came to which ones, but we did. Oh, cool. The little bottles.
Yeah,
that's cute.
Interesting.
All right.
Little stubby bottles and they have cans.
Just the County Soda. I'm gonna follow them on BUS. They we did like a fermentation festival out there. It was the first time I went. So in Prince Edward County, for people who don't know, it's this little island that's kind of jutting into Lake Ontario, probably an hour and a half ish from Toronto, east of Toronto towards Montreal, and it's they have like last I heard there was like 40 something wineries, like 15 to 20 breweries, like matrons on Prince Edward Island. Prince Edward County, I'm sorry. Prince Edward Island, not to be confused, is a province of Canada out east, like just off the coast of like Halifax. That's the different thing with the capital being Charlottetown. Prince Edward County is this little, I think it's an island, or at least it's this little bit of land that juts out. It's pretty big, and they got a bunch of towns.
Would you
like
say is that like a peninsula or not exactly?
bigger than a peninsula because there's multiple
Right.
towns within the island. So so you know Ryan Scott's, Ryan Scott's
yeah.
mate? So Ryan's parents lived there, and Ryan just sold his crib and moved there too. So I went out there because me and Scott were on a panel we judged a homebrew contest. Scott was, people don't, I guess I'm talking like we're having just a convo between us. Scott was used to host our other podcast, our craft beer podcast. So back in the before times, we used to do a lot of live events. So me and Scott hosted a panel. We interviewed like a couple brewers and a yeast guy and all this stuff. And we judged a homebrew contest. And then we stayed at Ryan's parents' house. He has this beautiful 2-story crib literally on the lake. And I just got... No, that's not true. I got it the year before. I got my permanent residence, and I hadn't had a proper experience. So we made s'mores. They had like a little fire pit, so we made s'mores by the lake. Yeah. Stayed at their little cottage on the property. Ryan's dad took us out on the boat, cruised around. It was fucking dope, man. Like, we were talking about the off the grid stuff. That's one place I would absolutely like to just get a crib out there.
That's an Ontario option.
Yeah, I think it's probably even better than like up north. I mean, I don't think it's as remote as like Muskoka if you're trying to look for escape off the grid type of things, but it's pretty dope because there's still everything you need there. Great, if you need to go, whatever, if you like the cool shit around, there's good we even found good coffee out there. I like it a lot. I like it. I like it all, and here we are.
Shout out to PDC, mate.
Shout outs to yous, cunts. So, we have a nice little app for y'all this evening. Shall we go through the tunes first? We're still filming the music in the beginning.
Yeah, I guess we should.
Dive in tits first.
Just titties in there, mate. If I can do it. All right. Well, you know the drill. Youngsters first.
Youngsters first. So it's either me or Brad, right? Right?
Oh, because I'm the old one.
I guess.
Look at this little cunt right here. You're lucky you're pretty.
Cheek. It's just like...
It is, right? He's always cheeky, mate. He's fucking
loves it.
Okay, my out of the albums, I really liked the Isaiah Rashad, The House is Burning. Cool.
Fire.
Probably sick. A lot of
pun intended.
Really like.
Get it?
House is
I
get
it
because the
That's
house
true.
is burning.
That's true.
That's
very true.
That was a good one.
Actually, it's all brilliant.
Wow.
Sorry.
I wish I had like a funny laugh. I don't really have a funny laugh. Damn it. I have a question though.
Why are you gay?
What?
Continue.
Oh my god.
Away. No?
I think guess is exactly it. Away. It's the best.
I like that. One of my favorite, probably my favorite album of this week actually. It sounded like TVE, Kendrick sort of stuff.
Very much so.
It was very good. I'm definitely going to download that. It's a very good album in my opinion. The Skepta All In, just 5-song EP, great. Like I really liked it. I liked especially the last song, Bellator. It was great. It was really cool. I liked it. It reminded me of like old school Skepta. The other songs were okay. The song called Nirvana with J Balvin, which was actually surprisingly quite good.
Yeah,
and,
with the 2 languages and stuff.
Yeah, it was actually kind of good. I kind of liked it. But it was still a good 5-song EP. And another album I really liked was the Unknown T, Adolescence. Great album. It's a very different sort of London drill sort of music. You've got the drill, proper rap, gangster rap sort of shit, and you have a lot of the singing stuff as well. The features are great. But I really enjoyed the album as well. Those are my top albums of this week.
Love it.
Out of the singles, Russ Fate again. Russ is amazing.
This was the slow jam, right?
This
is
slow,
like another slow
yeah,
jam.
He was still rapping like actual rap.
I love it.
Rap.
He's
great.
Every week something different, man.
Yeah, he's amazing. What else have I got on there? The Tory Lanez thing was interesting with Kodak. Not a big fan of G-Eazy's thing. No, I don't really like G-Eazy that much.
Love Gerald.
No, I'm not.
Gerald is good.
Fan.
I respect it.
Gerald has a nice haircut.
Yeah, I love Gerald. So I got my hair when I decided to try when I
That's
got
very
my
true.
hair out.
Yeah,
I was
that's
like, I
very
banged
true.
with his
You need
like
that haircut.
the look. For the white boy in rap, he's good his thing. Anyway, but I can understand why.
Yeah, just not
I didn't really
like
bang with his music
him.
at first, to be honest, either. So I feel you.
No, I feel you.
Hit or miss.
The Dizzee Rascal thing with Bliss and Co. I mean,
Bliss and
Bliss and Esso, sorry.
Bliss and Co. I like
I don't know
that.
why I said Co. I'm literally reading it. Bliss and
It's a
Esso.
company, innit?
Bliss and Co.
Department store.
Bliss and Co. And Dizzee
I'm gonna
Rascal.
tweet him. Be like, listen, bro. New business venture.
Tell him.
Bliss and Co.
They have the money to start it up, so I'll just be the brains.
that'd be good.
Sorry, Dan.
It's okay. It was interesting. Who were the Aussie rappers?
Listen, listen.
They're
So-
Aussie rappers.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I think the guy on the chorus is King. So Bliss, we actually opened for them. They're mad cool.
Okay.
Bliss is from the States, but he's lived in Australia for like 20 years or something.
Oh, shit.
Maybe longer. Esso is from Sydney, so they're all Sydney dudes, and then DJ's DJ isn't. So we bumped into him. I actually was tweeting about it today. Me and Nosh were getting we always went to this store called Fake. It's not there no more, but we whenever we wanted free gear for when we were performing, so we look fresh or whatever, and also support a Montreal brand, we'd just go and be like, hey man, we're performing tonight, are y'all like down to link us? And then DJ Ism was there because I know what they look like. I was like, yo bro, like we're opening for you, after I just pitched to the guy, and he's like, oh yo, you guys know where you can get some weed? And I was like, yeah, well I live like 10-15 minutes walk up there. If you want to come back, I've got a bunch. I had weed that Brad got me for making cookies or whatever. So we walked up here, and I think he got really sus because he was like, he didn't know us from shit. And he's like, oh, we nearly there, like whatever. I was like, yeah, man, it's just that building there. I'm just gonna go up. So we went up, gave him the weed, and sold it to him just because I was like, oh, I can get more. And then when we went to the show, he gave it back to me and said it was moldy or something. And he even still smoked some, and then I started to give him the money back, so I was kind of pissed. But I didn't know it was moldy, so I think I just froze it and then made put it in the freezer and then made cookies out of it still because it was fine. Interesting. Yeah, funny story. Very interesting story. That is. And then we hung out with him afterwards. And this hat, Esso is the cunt. Sorry, I'm pointing to it. The cunt hat that I have. Esso, I always wore it on stage, and he fucking flings that shit around. So when we went to the tour bus. Bliss didn't hang out. I know what he was doing, but it was Esso and Ism, and then me and Nosh, and I think Tiff, and we were there, and they were smoking bombs and stuff. And
in the back of the tour bus playing Grand Theft Auto 5 on a PS4.
And Esso just quit. I know, right? Fuck. And Esso just quit alcohol, and he was in the hospital during this Canadian tour because his body was like
he's gone through withdrawals.
And he was, what do you say? And he saw the hat. He's like, does that say cunt? And we have a photo with me, Nosh, Ism, and Esso with him wearing the cunt hat.
He's so pumped.
It's my favorite. Favorite photos. Yeah, good kids. Yeah, that's him. Esso's got trippy eyes.
Yeah.
Oh, there's
and then Bliss went and got jacked. He went and started working out, and he got really big.
That's true. He did get swole.
And they're like my
big swollen member pause.
Yeah. Big pause. Anyways, so that's who they are. And they're like one of the biggest hip hop acts in Australia. Like alongside the Homie 360, Hilltop Hoods. I mean, that was the ones at least for like 10 years or so. Shit's changed now, obviously, but they still do really well. There you go. Anyway, continue. Sorry, I interrupted. But yes, and they did this song with Dizzee Rascal. They dropped a couple singles, so they have an album coming.
It's Dizzee Rascal, actually. See if
Rascal. You're so right.
Come on, fam. Dance, chance, prance, Rascal.
God, Castle. I said God, and it's not how you say it. It's fucking idiot. Dickhead.
Dickhead.
I think someone has a question. You guys have... Oh, I can hear someone had a question for me?
Here we go.
Why are you gay?
I'm not. I just don't know how to say words.
It's okay.
I just...
Pause.
Wow. It's your, like, brain and it's, like, broken.
Brains are,
and all that.
These cunts fuck die. Sorry, Dad, please.
It's okay.
That was a big tangent.
It's okay. What else?
Way large.
What else? Yeah, of course.
What else you got?
That terminology, Black Mask Part 2. Who are these guys? Who are
all the people in the song?
All of them.
So terminology is a rapper, I believe, from New York. None of them are in Dipset.
Oh, okay.
Lil Chic Luch is in the Locks.
Okay.
And then Lil Fame is the other half of MOP.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who Amadeus 360, the Beat King, is. I imagine he's the producer.
That's quite interesting name. It was not.
I like it. It's bold. And Terminology is a rapper, like an underground rapper from New York. He works with Static Selector. Stuff like that. Yeah, he's good. I've never really got into his stuff like heavy, but it's hip hop, type shit.
No, it's cool. I liked it a lot. The J-Roo the Damager. I was sick just watching that. Just straight up.
Rapidity.
That is literally the only way I can really describe it. It's like, just barring out, just rapping.
Did you pick those videos, Dan?
The videos? No, I didn't.
I did. I did all of them.
Same.
Oh, sorry, as in I put them all there.
Yeah, no, did Dan see them?
No, okay. I haven't seen them.
We can talk about the vids then.
Spewing fam.
Is there anything else on the music thing?
The Benny the Butcher thing, which was kind of interesting.
I forgot to listen to it.
It was okay. Conway was really good. Conway was great.
Benny wasn't good?
It was okay.
Wow.
It wasn't bad.
Come on now.
But it was alright.
Okay. That's an interesting...
Just it was okay. It wasn't my thing.
Okay.
But yeah, that's my list. for this week.
All right. No, run now.
Fucking loves it. All right, cool. So I'll start with the videos. The Mickey Factz. Is it Wraith?
Wraith,
The
yeah.
Royce death. My goodness. I'm still trying to get over the whole fact that like everybody's just turned on Royce.
Did we talk
All of a
about this
sudden.
last week? We did, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I think we did. No, I just looked and I had it on the thing. Yeah,
I
it
just-
seems to have
just
gotten worse,
processing
eh?
it. And it's like, yeah, there's like, Lupe dropped like a bunch of 1 minute, 1.25 minute fucking one verse freestyles with some shit on Instagram,
Really?
IGTV, whatever, long posts, yeah. And it's like, just constantly, they're basically just bullying him because he's not responding. And it's like, yeah, I just can't believe that that's, Royce is getting murked and not doing anything yet. So
Do
Mickey
you think he
Factz,
deserved it, dude? Like, do you think that like Royce was a cunt and he brought this on himself, or do you think it's just like some other?
honestly, I don't think so. Like, it's not this deserved where everyone's just like, nah, fuck you. Like, but then I know that everyone's jumping on the train, so I can't believe it. So yeah, Mickey
Sucks.
Factz wrapped his ass off. He had a couple of crazy lines that are just like, what the fuck, bro? Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? And then he talks about how it started, and it's kind of like,
What did he say
Okay.
then? Were we correct last week? Was it to do with like the Instagram Live one that we talked about?
yeah, it's exactly right.
that
So
was
it says in like the intermission part between the two verses, I guess he's stuck together, or just a part they decided to,
to stop
talk
rapping
instead
and
of-
talk.
yeah, just like a break. So that was crazy as fuck. The Vanilla Ice, Kodak Black, and what is it?
I think it's
Forgiato?
Forgiato.
Forgiato, jeez, Forgiato blow.
So bad.
Wait. So, dude, I wrote, my notes are lol in capitals.
That's it. It's worth it
Um,
for the low.
Everything about it, like watching the video, looks like they're paid to come do an appearance, and there's all their crew and their security, and everyone's looking awkward as fuck. Everyone's sus as fuck as everyone. All the extras and security are looking at the camera. Nothing seems legit about it at all. It looks so awkward and sus. And I was like, how awkward. And then what is it? Fred Van Winkle, is that the cunt's name?
What's
his-
is it Robert
forget.
Van Winkle? Something like that.
Robert-
Yeah, one of those.
Robert Van
two.
Winkle.
Yeah.
So he just, the first part of the video, he's like in the shots all by himself. I'm just like, oh, okay, so Kodak couldn't make it that day. And then day two, like, cunts are all there. It's like everything is just ridiculous. I had all my hats on watching it, and it just kind of, I was ripping it apart, and it was just a big lol. That's all my notes were, just lol. There's nothing else to it.
Did you notice, real quick, just because so I won't speak about it after, I noticed that they kept cutting to this scene where, like, it was like Kodak, Vanilla Ice, the other dude, there's like big security guard dudes and a bunch of people.
Yeah.
And it was
the
Vanilla by the pool, but it was like a close-up shot of just them. And they used it like 5 times. And it was Vanilla
Yeah.
Ice continuing. He was like leaning over, like he was
Yeah.
bothering Kodak. He looked like a rapper at a show who was like, "Hey, let me spit the 16 to you real quick."
Oh
And he was just
my
like,
God.
it was like Kodak was kind of there, like, and
The
then like
awkwardness
Vanilla
was at
Ice
an
was like,
all-time high.
yeah, it was so
Yeah,
fun.
man.
That's well described because that's exactly how I felt. And that Forgiato dude was this like white dude with like face tats
He was
and
singing.
weird
He had the
eyes.
most softest shit. He was singing
Yeah.
like,
And then on the YouTube, I don't know if you noticed, but on the suggested videos were a whole bunch of other videos where Vanilla Ice and this Forgiato dude work together. So I think it's like I think it's
man.
they're boys and they just work together a lot. And they're both really not particularly talented. So it's really, and I hate Kodak Black with such a deep passion, and like to see
I just couldn't
him
believe.
in that
Man,
song, and
his
just everyone
entourage-
sucked.
Sorry,
No, that's
everyone
it.
sucked. It was all
Everyone
weird.
sucked.
I
It
couldn't
was so
believe
bad.
it. It was fucking bad. That was the biggest lull of the whole week.
Yes, easily.
So on to the albums. Let's have a look here. So I skipped a couple because I don't bangs with Logic. Fucking the Isaiah Rashad shit was fire.
Mhm.
Overall, top to bottom, because like I love TDE and I love Mixed by Ali because he just idol status is a mad cunt. So then the Chicago Kid 4am EP, like short album, that was my favorite album of the week. That's my man's. There's only one thing I didn't really dig about that album. In certain songs, it was a little bit over auto-tuned and over like melodined and like perfected, because the cunt could sing his ass off. But then it was a little bit more processed than I would have liked. But other than that, like, it's brilliant. I would run that album a few times easily. The Dave East and Harry Fraud Hoffa album was pretty good, man. Like I like Dave East. He's a good MC. He's cool. No huge issues, but like you wouldn't catch me with just putting his songs on because sometimes it just has a little cringe to it. But this was a good marriage of rapper and producer. It was a really solid album. I listened to everything, and that's all I can say about that. It was cool. Singles, the Tory Lane, Kodak Gratata shit, like that was hilarious. Again, Kodak has the dumbest bars. I can't believe this guy's a rapper. He's so stupid.
It's unbelievable.
Dude, one of the lines were, and I quote, "I like pots and pans," end quote. That's one of his bars in the song, dude.
I like pots and
I'm
pans.
going to look at the lyrics right now.
I think I'm going to call the episode
please
I like pots and
look.
pans.
I'm looking at the lyrics
Oh,
right
please
now.
and thanks. It's so fucking bad. The
Maybe
guy's
we should do, like-
preschool quality English MC. He's like worse than Heady One. Like
Oh, he's much
You know what I
worse
mean?
than Come on. Come on.
Yeah,
Like-
no, he honestly, that's not even fair.
Heady One's Jay-Z
Heady
compared to Kodak Black.
doesn't have really terrible bars as much as he has a flow that we don't like.
Oh,
bars
everything
aren't-
about it is just like tragic.
Okay.
It's like,
But
fuck,
like
man.
Kodak is just horrendous. Like, give me the pots and pans. There it is.
Imagine.
Here, can you let this Dan read it real
He
quick?
said, the line is, I like Glocks, FNs, yeah. I like pots and pans, yeah.
But then to be fair to him, and I don't like this guy. But the
What?
line
Yeah,
before
yeah.
that says baking soda
Context, give me some
Pyrex.
context.
Says baking soda Pyrex hit the projects when I
Really
land. I like Glocks, they're fans. Yeah. I like pots and pans. Yeah. So I get he's trying to say
He's
he
cooking
likes
in the kitchen.
making
I get
crack.
It. I get it.
Okay, but it's still
But it's
whack
just
as
like-
fuck.
If you single it out, it's like, okay, bro.
That's so good. Well, that's the
hell
episode,
would
so.
take you to do that. So that was just really bad.
That's
I
terrible.
don't know.
man.
Just reading the lyrics will just give you a headache. What else? The next song, the
God.
G-Eazy and SG
EST.
at Will. That was fire up. EST.
Do you know who EST is?
Oh, mate.
MGK's crew.
Oh,
So his boy, and apparently he's like coming up pretty heavy. Like a lot of people really like him. So
Well, the only reason I actually like this / knew about it is because I follow the producer Jason Joshua on Instagram, and he's like a 14-time Grammy winner. He's done a bunch of shit that you probably know when you play it, but he's just like one of them, under the radar cunts that I just definitely wanted to be like. And I just saw that on his Instagram, and then I was like, fuck, it's cold, bro. Like, it's really cool. I like G-Eazy's voice, the way it's been mixed. It's like super dry, kind of like Nipsey-ish. It's like really, really fucking cool. So that was fire. I like the what's it called? TJ Boyce, Scarface, Tell the Truth, Mr. Officer. That was a big tune.
yes.
I dug that. That was a proper production and video.
There's a video.
Billie-
They're rapping, isn't it?
Every
like-
single song that's in the music list, I always look on YouTube, and like
Okay.
97% of the time, I'll find them and I'll see a video. It's a lot of the time it's a lyric video, but sometimes they'll have like an official video that they don't really
Okay. How's Scarface
provide
looking?
much. Yeah,
He's looking healthy.
fine, chilling.
Okay. 'Cause
Looks
I know
like he looks old, but he doesn't look. He just looks like Scarface still. So
Good. I
nothing
know he was
wrong.
just on
It's
Drink
good.
Champs, but I listened, I don't watch it, so I didn't.
Oh, I haven't seen that. I don't
That
know.
was a
That's in the,
great
the
episode.
bookmarks.
Yeah, they're. Anyway, yeah, keep going. But that's great. I'm gonna check that
It's
video.
true OG.
Yes, sir.
The Billie Eilish was cool. Like that was decent. I banged with her. She's really unique. And she has like a crazy, interesting fan base. Some of them are so like hilarious. But yeah, that was actually kind of good.
Nice.
I mean,
nice.
it's Other songs are better, but that one's still okay. The Bliss and Esso, Dizzee Ross, School was not bad. The Mercules, In Your Feelings, also not bad. The Terminology, Amadeus, 360, The Beat King, and shit, Little Fame, Black Mask. That was well odd. Like the beat was disgusting. Sheik and Lil Fame just like kill it. Not a huge fan of Term, but he does hold it down on most tracks. That one wasn't the most suited. J-Ru Damage As Dancer was cool. Benny track was hard. Like, they
Were you
the Fat
disappointed?
Joe, Remy Ma, Cool and Dre. I was a little bit disappointed, but I won't go too much on it. Benny was cool. Like, it wasn't bad though. But
I guess it's
the
like a
Fat Joe,
first-
Remy Ma.
Yeah. Sorry, keep
Hey.
I was gonna say, is it one of the first times people are like, "Oh, I'm not feeling Benny that much"? Where usually every Benny verse is like flames.
I think it's one of those, like, yeah, he's always killing it. So, I mean, he wasn't incredible on it, and that's the only thing you would give it. as a
Okay.
fault. He
Makes
wasn't.
sense.
He wasn't 100%. But yeah, the other track was cool. That song's called "Back Outside." I wrote big lols, so I thought that was just maybe a joke. I don't know how much time I spent on that. And that's it, mate.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I missed those last two, so I was a little because I always go, just so y'all know. I don't know if I told you, but I use my Spotify release radar to write it all down. And once I get to the end of that, I go to Hip Hop by the Numbers. Shouts to, I think his name's Ben. I've talked about him before here. I really want to get him on. But he's mad cool, and he puts together this little graphic every week with all the new stuff on there. So I just write the extra stuff on there that my release radar didn't serve me. Yeah. So those two were on that, and then I forgot to go find them. So I'm going to go check that after. I'll go through it quick. You guys covered most of it. Yeah, the Royce, the Mickey Factz Royce diss, like I'm going to look more into it. It does make me sad that you're right, that everyone seems to be bullying him, unless he fucked up and he deserves it. But I don't know, you and obviously makes us sad because we're very large Royce fans. He's my top 5. He's very inspirational to us. So, shame because, obviously Lupe is amazing too. And Mickey Factz is...
That's a thing.
Super underrated.
2 absolute top tier goats.
Yeah, man, it's kind of a shame. The other thing, just quickly, DaBaby dropped a video called Giving What It's Supposed to Give, and he put this little thing at the end. So this was right after the homophobic rant we talked about last week. Then he doubled down on it. Did you just sneeze?
No, I coughed.
Oh, okay. I was going to bless you, sir.
Marijuana.
He, at the end of the video, so he doubled down. He posted like an Instagram video or some shit, so doubling down on it. And then at the end, it said, like, don't fight hate with hate in, like, rainbow letters and stuff. And I was like, okay, so he's really, like, leaning into it. So I feel, and he got dropped he lost a sponsor for something, like a brand he was working with, and he lost a festival dropped him as well now because of this. So, I guess 2021, obviously it's good that he's able to speak his mind. I respect it for the most part, that we all should be able to do that within reason. But essentially it is hate speech, and and obviously people don't fuck with it, man. Like it's interesting to see how hip hop is so woke, I guess now. Like, as unacceptable. Back in the day, you hear the F word all the time. Through the bad F word, through music, even, we've said it. We used to say it because everyone said it. Everybody said it, man. It was like, you listen to Eminem's and all that stuff. It's like fucking crazy.
Oh, that was huge.
And, to come through with any homophobia in 2021, it's pretty cool how it's flipped. And to the point where this dude seems to be quasi-cancelled. Somebody tweeted, they were like, oh, like, I'm happy with, like, cancelling DaBaby is called a debortion.
Oh my goodness.
That was a good one.
See, that's huge bars. That's like, is that on Twitter?
That was a tweet, yeah. That was pretty funny.
That definitely is a Twitter category comment. That's fucking amazing.
Oh, actually, I don't know if we talked about the baby stuff last week. Did we talk about it?
I briefly mentioned it. I remember
okay.
I remember briefly saying it.
Okay, good. I wasn't sure because I keep seeing it here to talk about it.
I think we did, but
maybe we
So
didn't.
in that video that you're giving what it's supposed to give, like I literally watched part of it, and then I don't know, he's walking up to a coffin and it says he's going to spit on some dude's face who's in the coffin, and I literally just paused it and like, okay, next, fuck this shit. I literally, because I can't, like, if you spit on, dude, just anyway, like spitting on a person, like, absolute means death. I'll fucking, like, so the fact that he was about to do that, I'm like, nah, bro, like, this is like, I know it's a movie, it's a video clip, but I was like, nah, fuck that shit. I ain't gonna watch that. It was gonna disturb me. I was like, fuck that shit. So I'm like, pretty much I was fuck that cunt from that video, and also from before. I saw a couple of interviews, and he's such a cocky cunt. So I just can't rock with dudes like that.
Yeah, I agree. I never liked him from the beginning as well. Like he's like a one-trick pony too. Like the three of us were joking the other day about his like Rocky and Bullwinkle, Popeye type of beats. These like stupid cartoon sounding things.
Popeye the Sailor, instrumentals.
Yeah, and I saw someone said that. I think we talked about it as well. That someone tweeted or like he wanted to get at Jay-Z. That's the other thing. Another funny thing about this. So Questlove posted about DaBaby and how like it's unacceptable that he was saying all this stuff, basically what I just said before. And then DaBaby was retweeting, going, I don't even know who the fuck that is. And then somebody put like 4 different screenshots of DaBaby performing with Questlove. And he's trying to say who he is. So like he's really like looking like a fucking clown at this point. So definitely fuck him and everything he stands for. As far as the albums, our friend Kaya dropped an album. So I haven't spoken to her for a while, I guess, so calling her friend is probably good, but she's the sister of Eternia, who's a rapper from Toronto. She moved to the States, but she married Mr. Liff, funnily enough. She was the homie back in the day for me. Really hooked me up when I lived in Toronto. Like, I interviewed her a bunch when I was a journalist and shit. So I met Jess. Her name's Jessica Kaya through Silk, who's Eternia, and we worked with Jess on a joint back in the day. She put out a little 3-track EP, super cool. She's got a wicked voice, really interesting type stuff. So she's got a series of EPs coming, which is cool, just on some Bandcamp shit. The Isaiah Rashad thing was cool. I listened to it the second. I actually skipped listening to Unknown T because I wanted to listen to Isaiah Rashad again before this, because I know, Dan, you said you really enjoyed it. Everyone on Twitter circle jerking over it. It's cool. To me, it's cool. Like, it's great to hear rappers who can rap well, and I'm always here for that. The production is pretty sick. It reminds me of kind of like if DJ Quick was making like trappy type of stuff, because it's got these real West Coast samples, or
that's a good point.
key lines or something, right? Like, I'm so itchy.
And it's got mozzies.
Yeah, it must be. It feels like it's like a bite or something. So the bars are pretty cool, but there's like probably half of it I was just like, I feel like he's trying to be something else.
What is it, Isaiah Rashad?
All the time. Like, to me, it sounded like, and I don't mean this in a real bad way, I guess it's only bad, but kind of like a second-rate Kendrick. It just sounded like he was trying to do what Kendrick does, unless there's a TDE sound that I'm just not a huge fan of. I'm not saying it's shit. I'm just saying it's not really for me. There's a few joints. The one called Score with SZA and Black, fucking fire. Mm-hmm. The last song's called HB2U, I think it's yes. That song's fucking crazy too. There's a few other joints I liked, but overall, like, he did the song with, I think, Uzi Vert, it steals the Walk It Like I Talk It flow from Migos. There was another song that I listened to on there as well that, like, it's like he
song R.I.P. Young. I really like that one. That's probably my favorite one.
No, that one was that the second one? The third one. Okay, yeah. It was just like, I don't know. I don't really get the hype. I like some of his early stuff. There was this one single that off the last album that I really liked. I forgot what it was called, but that was the jam. But otherwise, yeah, it's cool. I don't really get it. Leela James, I don't know where she's from. She's a singer I've been listening to her for years. She dropped an album called See Me. That shit was fantastic. Soulful.
So break it down for me. I heard like one song. I was not in the mood for it. I was going to come back to it. So break it down.
She has
thank you.
Yes, no, she has a really interesting voice. And it sort of could probably, I can see it going either way. She had this song back in the day called Music. It was my fucking jam. So I've always like really just being attracted to her music from that. So this is like 14, 15 tracks, super like neo soul, straight up like Jill Scott, Angie Stone vibe, totally on that tip. So you got a couple like bigger ballad slow joints, but a couple of other like kind of like up tempo, positive soul joints that are just like, ooh shit, like just I was really impressed because I feel like she's sometimes, like, as much as I like her voice and I like her stuff, she's a little bit hit and miss. But I thought this one was very impressive overall.
Sweet.
I think you would dig it. I think you're gonna like.
I'll clean it tomorrow.
Yeah, cleaning music. This is I think you'll fuck with it because you'll be vibing.
Mate, kitchen will be spick and span.
Mate, I'll tell you what.
Can you that saying? Is that racist? Saying spick and span?
I don't think so.
What's wrong with that?
Like, the first part of it.
Oh no.
Alright, so it's part of the saying. I don't know why that jumped out of my brain. Like, I just don't want to get in trouble, mate.
I feel you.
Like, no dogs a cunt. Like, no, I'm a good cunt, mate. I'm right.
No, I feel you, bro.
Yeah, mate. No, she's right, mate. Off you go.
The BJ the Chicago Kid 4 a.m. 4-track EP, loved it. You said it all. I thought it was super dope. The Skepta shit was kind of cool. I like Skepta's voice, but his flows are like
boring.
Too like old. Like a lot of people I don't think like the UK rap. I don't like his flow all the time, and it's too simple. Like his stuff is too simple. I feel like it doesn't get complex enough. But I've never sat down and listened to Skepta at length. This was the first time.
But what makes it flow
at length? Pause.
Good pause. It's like they're like the same flows. There's nothing like complex. They don't really change them up. It's all the same. It's the same reason we don't like a lot of the UK stuff. Like I was thinking, for some reason, I was thinking about this the other day. Like, Stormzy is as good as any American rapper or anyone from anywhere else. He raps, he's elite rapping, in my opinion. I think his flows are impeccable. Like, he can sing, he does the fucking melody
He finds
stuff.
the pocket really well.
He hits the pocket. That's what it does. A lot of the rappers that we don't like don't hit any pocket. They're doing their own thing over the beat, regardless of where you could take it.
That's
and
it.
play with
No
the beat.
marriage, just no like symmetry or whatever you call it.
For the most part, exactly right.
Synergy.
And I think Skepta has that. Every time I've ever heard anything from him, I've always been underwhelmed. I think he has one of the coolest voices, like Guru from Gangsta. Like, he is arguably top 5 greatest hip hop voices of all time, but I think his flows are boring, and I don't mean that in any disrespect, and obviously rest in peace, but he's a legend, and he started rapping at a time. It's like, to me, I don't like Skepta stuff for the same reason I don't like Guru or Master Ace or any of those dudes, because he sounds like he's rapping from the 80s. Or like before I started listening to rap. So to me, it's all too simple. And nursery rhymey, I guess Brett and I would describe it as. Like, that's what it is. Now, I feel like a lot of the UK dudes never took that. They never really did the pocket thing. That's why I mean, few of them are like that. Like Stormzy, I can't even think of somebody else as good as Stormzy.
And Dave, they do the...
Dave is still a little bit on the thing,
so?
though. Yeah. You don't notice it because that's what you're around. I think.
But then I see what you mean with like Skepta, Jamie. They would all do the same sort of flow, same sort of, regardless of instrumental. They would do a lot of grime rappers. They would use the same lyrics, same.
Are they grime
bars.
dudes?
With Skepta
And Jamie,
yeah.
Oh, then I shouldn't be judging them with the same thing. I didn't know that. I thought he was like obviously the hip hop scene in the UK is a bit more complicated than you because of that. I don't think that's fair for me to judge him with that. Then I don't think it's fair at all because he's not trying to do the same thing.
No. Yeah,
okay, then I take. Well, I still feel the same way, but I don't think that's a fair comparison.
I feel like you wouldn't like grime. Well, not necessarily not like it, but you wouldn't necessarily rate it as much as other like aspects,
like UK hip hop.
Versus
that.
like because I wouldn't necessarily. I think Stormzy has done grime, but he's not a grime artist.
But he does it better than grime dudes. Because of his complexity in his approach to the raps. Like when he's writing, he does it in a way that I don't know. It's more. I don't know. I just appreciate the complexity. I don't know if that's it. Technically more sound and using more. There's a lot more pauses in dude's stuff, and I feel like I like to fill in every syllable pause. Like the dudes that me and Nosh don't like, and Nosh, I think you're pretty similar in the way that you write. The way I write, I really don't like the pauses. I've had to learn how to cut it off a bit early so I can have a breath or something for the next thing. That's been a challenge because I want to fill in every single syllable. The other UK dudes, they're rapping like really slow. When you rap slow over a beat and don't fit and draw out a word or something, you sound
lazy,
like amateur. No, it's like amateur. It's lazy maybe, but like amateur. Like
you didn't think long enough to fill it up properly with the count. It's literally math. Like between the tempo and the amount of space you have between the bars, like it ends up being a certain kind of like math. So you need to figure it out, and if you can't figure it out, it sounds shit. And that's what Heady One does and drags shit out. He starts late, finishes late, and has to catch up, and it's constantly fucking pissing me off. It's like there's no groove to it, and then there's like there is a groove for about a bar and a half, and then it goes back to the off shit. It's like, oh my god, it's just it's like a it's an anticlimax fucking move.
Now you said it like that, I think that's a pretty good way to describe what we have trouble with someone like Heady. It feels anticlimactic. Like, you are almost gonna do something good.
You were almost there. It's like, fuck, just make it, just like shift all the vocals to the left, like one bar, just all of it to the left, mate.
The UK dudes,
sometimes it gets there.
Yeah, sometimes it does get there. You are right, but I notice a lot of the UK dudes, and this is once again why we're not really qualified to even talk about it, because we aren't massive fans of it. We're not there to understand the culture, because it could be a cultural element to the way the dudes are rapping in the UK and the way
it's very conversational.
You know what I'm saying? It's very conversational, but there could be a reason for it all, and I feel like we don't understand that. So this is our perspective, and I know like all respect for all that shit. That I think it's like it's sick that you got your own thing and that people fucking love it, and you've come to another country. You've been here over a year, and you still consume only British media and mostly British music aside from this. So that means it means something to you, right?
Yeah,
Culturally,
yeah.
It relates to you. And you said to me, we've talked about it before, but you don't watch Joe Budden or Rory or Marla on the other podcasts here because you don't really get stuff.
Yeah.
So therefore,
yeah.
there could be a cultural divide that we're just on the other side of that. Like they're talking about too much stuff that we don't really get, but then also the flow, they just have, for whatever reason, it didn't develop. And I think also it's complicated because you got like, I guess like the jungle / sort of garage and all that type of scene.
That's what we
grime and then hip hop.
Yeah,
That's what's like. So it evolved differently.
Yeah.
And the garage stuff or whatever, that reminds me of the 80s rapping when the rapper wasn't the focus. It was about the DJ.
Yeah, literally.
And then the DJ was just doing break, and we were just like, hey, like, my name is
an extension of garage, basically. and then drill came about, and then
Drill's the other one, yeah.
Drill's very different to all of that. Drill's nothing like grime rapping. Nothing like.
No, it's not. And they're in between the way the grime rappers. They're closer to grime than hip hop.
Yeah.
In the UK context, but I guess you could probably argue the same thing here. Chicago drill and New York drill.
True.
They don't have the flows like hip hop, rappers do. So I feel like that's it's this thing on its own. But I don't dislike it. It's just not really for me. I appreciate it, I guess, but it's not like the fave shit in the world. It's interesting though. Just to think about that. I'd love to. I bet there's probably a fucking YouTube video or some shit out, like someone like deep diving on
breaks the fuck down.
Yeah, I'd actually be really curious to know why it developed in that way. And that's, I bet you could do a family tree type of shit and just boom, place it all together so you can figure it out. So I'd be fascinated as an artist who, like, I obviously, and so as so we pay attention to this stuff in a way that maybe the average person doesn't, because you're not making it. When you make something, you
dissect it differently. You listen to it. You take it in differently. You listen differently because, like, whether you're writing raps, singing songs, or making beats, or mixing, like, you can kind of appreciate all parts of it. And everyone wears different hats. So I don't know, if you're behind the scenes at all, you can't not wear that hat when you're watching a movie, listening to a song. Whether you're a fucking cameraman or a boom microphone guy, when you're watching a movie, you're like, oh, I bet you the cunt behind the set's doing this, and there's a mirror over there, and there's something reflecting this. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes you can't take your hat off. It can ruin a lot of things, and I'll put my hand up. I ruin all kinds of movies because that's all I used to do in high school. Because I love media studies. That was fucking firebombs. And then now that I'm making beats and then learning engineering as the teenager went to the old cunt I am, like, it's just like I can't listen to something and not be like, I wonder what the Pro Tools session looks like. I wonder how much routing they did to get that sort of whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? Like, so as I was talking about with BJ, the Chicago Kid album, I was like, I didn't like how the vocals were over-processed on some songs and blah, 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 because I can just hear it, because I just do it, you know what I mean? So, sometimes you can't take your hat off. Sometimes it's fucking buckled on so tight you can't fucking rip it off, so.
And sometimes it kind of makes the experience not the same, because you can't just, like, detach yourself. You're listening to every part of it. It's
you really can't.
To detach,
But at the same time, when you when you listen to, like, one of the Silk Sonic joints or any of the new Anderson .Paak stuff, like, you just be like, oh, fuck off, cunt, that's so sick. And then all the hats are having all the boners, and it's a big circle jerk fest, especially at my house. I don't know what's going on at your house, but when everything lines up nicely, it's a really good experience. And that's when having those experiences and that kind of knowledge makes it better, but usually it's ruined because you're constantly dissecting. But then, that's how you get better anyway.
That's it. You got to do it. That was a large tangent, I guess, but I'll keep quickly skimming over this. The Dave East Harry Fraud, I agree with everything Nurse said. It was actually cool. I don't love Dave East, and I do think sometimes he does get cringy. That's a fantastic way to describe it. But this was a great match, and I really think, like I said, I think last week, Harry Fraud is the new Apollo Brown, and I want to see him produce for fucking everybody right now.
Great call.
I love it. It's very cool. Singles, Neo. She's a singer from the UK. She has a new single called "And Then Life Was Beautiful." She just had a kid. That's probably why it's all like that. She's about to drop an album. She said the date. I think it was either September. Okay, that was super cool. Oh yes, you can double check that. What else was cool? Y'all talked about obviously the Tory and Kodak was lows. The G-Eazy and ESTG was cool.
September 24th.
Oh wow, that's ages away. That's a long announcement.
I know.
Okay, fair enough. And Clemons, 2 Chainz, and Dolla did a song called Appreciation. That was pretty dope. And Clemons was like a dude who works with Kanye a lot. He's sort of like got a bit of a... He's done a lot of the writing for him, kind of like in the place he was like the main singer for an in-between period, I think around the Jesus King / the Yandi area that never came out and all that type of stuff. That was pretty sick. The Scarface, Trae the Truth, TJ Voice joint, that was dope. Just happy to hear Scarface back at it. No one talked about it, but Silk Sonic dropped a second single really called Skate.
Oh, yeah.
It was cool.
It was good.
I got to listen to it a few times, I think, but it was fine. It was nowhere near as good as the
it's good radio music to me.
That's what they're going for. This is Anderson .Paak's like commercial.
Yeah, like I'm not big. Like I get Bruno and Anderson are amazing, but I just couldn't down it.
Yeah, the skate theme was interesting.
Yeah, I don't know if that was the choice, but maybe they wanted to give a different...
Do a summer tingle, no. It was a bit late in the piece for that song.
Yeah, just dropped the fucking album, man. I don't know why. They dropped the single for like 4 months ago or some shit.
Yeah, like the hype is going to go.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I feel like it's not... I know it's Bruno Mars. I know like he's like a pop dude, and I know that fucking Anderson, everyone loves him, blah, 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 but... I don't know. I just don't know if people have the time. Just fucking shut up and drop it. Stop. Anyway. Bliss and Esso's, that shit was cool. Looking forward to their album. What else was dope? Yeah, the Black Mask with all the rappers was cool. So that's basically it for the music this week. Though next week, moving on to the topics here, I think it's going to be the biggest week of the year. We got confirmation that Nas and Hitboy's King's Disease 2 is dropping August 6th, Friday, August 6th.
Round of applause for that.
Yeah, let me give that. When I say next week, I mean this week. I don't know why I keep saying next week. Also confirmation, Kanye West Donda is coming out Friday. They have a second listening event in Atlanta on Thursday night. I don't know if it's going to be streamed on Apple Music. I hope so.
I hope so. It's going to be different as well.
Yes, it'll be different because they've been working on it, and now this will be the album. So that's going to be good. So, in even more news, Monday, August 2nd, Yeezy Day.
As in?
It's Yeezy. It's like they haven't had it for 2 years. Adidas.com.ca or Adidas.com.
Oh.
It's an online order.
Oh, so it's like a sale.
Oh, they dropped like 12 different shoes, and the problem is, unfortunately, the first drop I saw is 7 a.m. And I don't think I'm
And man's like, you ain't gonna be... You know what you should do? You should just stay up, because you won't be awake for that shit. You go to bed at 5 a.m. most
I could just
days,
try and... No, I don't. I stopped that.
Just stay up until... Yeah, no, I did.
I'm not
good work.
Yeah, so I'm not... I couldn't do it, man. I feel like if I wake up, take a piss, I'll remember and I'll check it. But basically, they're supposed to bring the Wave Runner back. They're doing
just keep your sleep mask on. Fuck it.
Yeah, just quickly.
Quick,
what is it? Right. So I don't know if they bring something every hour, but the problem is there's not much information on the Canada side. So on the Adidas website, I don't know if they're dropping all of that.
No, that was last year. Man.
That was 2019, actually. They didn't do it last year. So there's a bunch. They're bringing back the Wave Runners 700s. They got like a black pair of 350s. They got the Zebras, the 350s. They got the 2 different foam runners, and a bunch of. I think there was like 6 pairs that I was interested in total that I'm going to try and put in for. But if you have to just jump in and it's the first in line, I'm basically getting nothing really, to be honest. Like, it's there you go. Yeah.
Wave Runners.
The Wave Runners. They're the Zebras.
Zebra.
They're like the
they're reflecting.
Yeah, reflective of yours, I think, maybe cinders. They're not, or just they're called black.
They're
black. It's just black.
Yeah, just black. Correct. I don't know if I like the speckles.
No, I don't like the speckles, but you can't really see it. There's white ones. They're cool, I guess. I didn't see this in the other photo. The grey ones. Okay, unless I didn't care. The tail light ones, which is grey with the little orange at the back. Yeah, the 700 V3s. I don't fuck with the V3s. They're just like, why do you have to write 700 all across it? I get it. Like, the old black version, it's better, I guess. And they got 2 different foam runners. They got there's like a cream one with this brown sort of splash on it, and then there's like the.
I just hope they mass release. I hope they mass release the Wave Runners.
I feel like they won't. And they're going to be straight on StockX tomorrow. It might even be the best bet. But so that's happening tomorrow, and then the third album that's dropping on Friday apparently is Drake Certified Lover Boy. So that also deserves. So that would be Kanye, Nas, and Drake all on the same day. Drake went on. He has the OVO radio, which is a show on Sirius FM. I think it's called OVO radio.
Over
And he
sound
said,
radio.
huh?
Over sound radio.
Sound radio, yeah, okay. And he fucking said that it's done. So
Not bad, eh?
I'm ready.
pretty big day, it seems. I don't know if that's a good thing. It'd probably be better to just wait a week and drop, so you split it up a little bit. I know it's Drake and Kanye, but just like, or maybe it's
Just
fun.
like just fucking relax,
Yeah.
mate. But a friendly
So-
competition, like whose cock's bigger than who?
Yeah, I guess that's kind of what it is, right? Bit of that. What else we got to talk about? So Nas, Hitboy, Bandcamp are waiving their revenue on Friday, August 6th. So on top of the other stuff, if you
Not
want to
bad.
support
Bad.
independent artists like
Support,
Ocean and
support.
myself, you know, grab a go to the Bandcamp, and I think all the links should be in the description.
Grab an
Yeah, on
album or
Friday.
something.
Yeah, grab an
Play
album,
to your
whatever.
granny, mate.
You know,
Mhm.
that the whatever their percent's like 30%. That shit adds up over time. You know, so
Yeah, it's kind of waxed on.
which is pretty crazy. Oh fuck, that's all we had.
That's what we
With
have.
and this on Tuesday, August the 3rd is Dipset and the Locks versus.
Oof! I am gonna have my Timberlands on, sir, for that
Yes, I don't know what
one.
time.
I'm gonna cook some. I'm gonna bake some chicken wings. I'm gonna double bake them. I'm gonna sauce them and put them back in. Oof! And I'm gonna fucking probably buy a small bottle of Hennessy.
Okay.
Probably actually, I just might get a
Any
regular
wings,
bottle
eh?
of VSOP.
Can I come to your house?
I mean, of course.
Have you seen how
Everyone's welcome
expensive
to
Hennessy
Dog's
is now?
house.
The Henny is
No.
it's like money.
So we used to spend $45 on a bottle of VS. Back in Australia, we drank Henny
Yes,
a lot.
yeah.
So
80
45
bucks was a VSOP, right? Remember? Is that what it was?
I think it was even 60 if I'm not mistaken. I think VSOP
60,
now.
that's a bargain, fam. That's
VSOP
a hundy over here.
Yes, exactly. It's 100 or
Bullshit.
120. I think it's a little
Absolute
cheaper
bullshit.
in Quebec. If I check SAQ website, yeah, the
XO's 180 though.
only 180. I feel like that's almost
That's,
gone down.
I bought some gin today, and I walked past it. I was like, oh, interesting, because I don't know. I like Henny. It looks cool. Sometimes I have the Paradise or whatever in the cabinet, and sometimes I just like looking at it.
Yeah, they're such pretty bottles though. So VS is
They're pretty
$70.75. VSOP is 110.
Fuck me.
Well, the Hennessy, it's called Richard, which is like the Richard Hennessy is $7,243.
Oh, that's a bargain right there.
That's quite cheap.
You can get a 50 milliliter, like a little bar size, for $7 of VS.
$7.
For a 1.5 liter, for a 750 ml bottle of EXO, which I still have mine from my 21st birthday, is $321.25.
$320. Okay, so
And then
okay, wow,
Paradise.
that's a lot.
It's a lot, and the Paradise is $2,431.
Flippin' hell.
There's another one. That's Paradise Extra Red, and there's Paradise Imperial Grand Champagne, which is double the price, $4,244.
That's a
Fucking
bargain
hell.
too. Fucking
So,
truth.
If you're going to be drinking Henny tomorrow,
Let's. I'll come to yours and let's split the cost.
Yeah, let's just
Let's do it. I'm down.
we can also just go
Let's
and like
do it.
pants a couple, duck a couple down the
wow,
decks, mate.
pants a
and then-
couple and
I can
sure.
do it. I can
Jeez,
do that.
well, we hood like that now?
Yeah,
That'll be easy.
Well,
I'm
just
just
can't. Don't steal, guys.
So still.
So,
no, there's like I was gonna when I mean pants, I was coming in nude, and then they would just be like, oh, and then I can just take what I want. and just
Exactly.
leave. Sweet.
Exactly.
nah, you put your fucking wang on.
I'll grease myself up, and then run through these cunts like fucking catch me if you can, mate.
I like
And
that.
they can't.
It's
It's like the greased up deaf guy from Family Guy.
Oh my god. Wow.
Caesar Eft.
Caesar.
I'm out here, bro.
Caesar
Yeah.
Eft. So, in that, on that note, shall we do the old overrated underrated?
I think we should.
And we'll take her home.
Do we have a segment? Do we have a sound effect? Do we have a musical
let's
piece? Do we
see.
have a?
I used to, didn't I, for the other one? What can we say?
Flip.
This is overrated,
I don't know.
underrated. How about?
I don't think I fucking know you. Can't get the fuck out of here.
That's great.
How
I'm
about
gonna
that?
make it an overrated, underrated theme song. That's my mission for the week. When my fucking Apollo works, Universal
Yes.
Audio, fucking help me, you cunts.
Help Notion, please respond to him. We need
Anyway,
it.
that's why I don't have a microphone in my face. 'Cause my shit don't work.
Yeah.
Yeah, fully, eh?
Yeah, no, she's
I
wrong.
love them if they fix it.
Do you know what they are if they don't fix it?
Bunch of cunts.
Shit cunt.
Shit, cunt.
In the meantime, how we feel about it is...
What a cunt.
What a cunt.
Shouts to Christina.
That's
Anyway. All right, Daniel. You're up, mate. You're up. All right, overrated, underrated.
No, you're up.
All right,
You're
big
up.
ones.
Big ones. Okay.
Let's fucking go.
Energy drinks.
Oh, over.
Energy drinks like Red
Super
Bull,
overrated.
Monster. Yeah, super over.
Did any of you guys drink them voluntarily?
No,
No?
like no way.
Last time I drank one was South by Southwest, Red Bull, and 2011.
Wow.
Yeah,
Good
just to get us through the day. It was like Jaeger and Red Bull. That
Yeah.
was my fuel.
Jaeger bombs.
to
I've
get us through all
had
the-
that as in like just to
That's
chase
Yeah.
chase a fucking like I don't know like a
then
mad
Red Bull
spirit.
and
Like
vodka.
I'd do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Red
Yeah.
Bull
Bull's tasty.
vodka.
Trash.
I'm happy with that, but like on its own, like you're tired.
On its own? Oh, no. Sorry.
Fuck
No
that.
thanks.
No,
When I
thanks.
worked my last job in Australia, I used to buy
What's that,
Red
poison?
Bulls or Monsters and take them because I didn't really drink coffee back then. So I used to drink them every day. With,
Really?
with lunch,
Wow.
and I got the
Lunch.
500 mil. Who the fuck eats lunch?
The
bro? I
tall
got the
boys.
The tall boys of Monster. You couldn't get a big one of Red Bull, but I got the Monster one sometime. And I kind of thought, sometimes.
That's a bit much.
Yeah, man. I think back on that, I'm like, you're fucked, bro. What were you thinking?
It's nasty. Like every
It's a
time.
lot of
Like the last time
sugar
I
drink.
worked in England, like everyone had like drinks it. All the co-workers drank Monster and shit, and I was like, "You guys are disgusting." Like, it's horrible. I never ever. I don't think I've ever bought one before, like ever in my life. Like,
Good,
they're
good man.
horrible, man.
Red Bull, I actually like the taste of it. I'm not gonna lie.
I actually don't mind the taste.
Honestly,
of it.
yeah. Red Bull's
nice.
it's fine, but it's not like it's something you drink every day. I know a couple of cunts that drink like sugar-free Red Bull, and I was
Fuck
like,
that.
how many of those you had today, mate? They're like, oh, just two. I'm like, ugh.
Just two.
I mean, yeah, I just think there's other shit. If you want,
This was a long time
caffeine,
ago, but yeah.
drink a coffee. Like, there's no real shit in that. Like, don't put sugar.
Have a
in it.
cup of
Drink good
tea,
coffee.
man. It's like
Green
Yeah.
tea or whatever has caffeine in it too. Exactly, that's good for
Exactly.
you. So. Yeah, energy drinks, trash us across the board. I'm glad
yeah,
you're on
trash
the line.
house.
Good,
Thank you.
good.
Yeah, fully.
Next one,
Talk to me.
comic books.
I think they're properly rated. They're good. We can't do in the defense, can we? We can't. Switzerland is.
Yeah, no Swiss, mate.
Fuck,
Yeah,
man,
it's
they're
tough.
Jewish.
Because I feel the same. I think they're not for me, but I have nothing against them at all. I used to like
No,
them
no.
when I was a kid. I'll say
Overall, okay, I'll say underrated because art is art and the drawings are phenomenal in like 90% of them. And if it's not amazing drawing, it's like artistically comical or they've done it on purpose for whatever reason. So yeah, just the illustrations alone will get you fucking get the vote. So they're underrated.
I agree.
Mm-mm.
Well said.
I used to think they were overrated, and then because I love Marvel and all the superhero shit, and DC comics are good, but not the actual movies are terrible. But
Yeah.
there's this YouTube account called Comic Storian, and he basically reads the comics, and
Yeah.
he has the animation on the screen. Well, not actual animation, he just
On the
does
screen,
comic on the screen, and he's reading in actual voices of the characters.
Oh,
and shit.
really?
It's
Oh, that's cool.
That
and
makes it fun.
I never banged with comics at all, and then I watched one DC comic, and it was Injustice, and it was about if Superman turned evil, and it was one of the best things. I think it's better than any Marvel thing I've ever watched, better than a lot of animated I've watched. It's insane,
no shit.
the way he read it, I was fully invested. It was insanely good.
All right,
So
there you go.
good.
That you explain exactly why it's underrated. That's cool.
Incredible. All right.
All right, next one.
I'm on the Reddit docket.
Yeah, I like it with the old graphs. It's got these little pie charts, and it's just there's your cursor on the side is tiny. There's a million of them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty cool that they done this because it makes it pretty easy. I feel like Reddit feeds a lot
They just
of
have
content.
everything, basically.
Yeah, Reddit's sick, man. I appreciate it more and more lately. People are a little crazy, but
Oh, 100%.
The
Okay.
internet
Right.
is a crazy place.
is it not? Fuck.
The sport.
Right.
Tennis.
Tennis? I'd say underrated. I think tennis is great.
Yeah, underrated for sure. I love tennis.
What about playing tennis? I mean, watching tennis.
Watching it.
No, it's
No,
cool.
underrated. I like it. I've been to. I mean, I
Pretty
don't know if
good.
I went with you, Nose, but I've been to the Australian Open like 2 or 3 times.
Oh wow.
Like we used
I've
to go all
never
the time.
been.
I've never
Okay.
been to
No.
any tennis live. I'd love to go. I've always
Because it's
wanted
every
to.
January. It's so cool, man. Because you can get 2 passes. It's like a grounds
Oh, actually,
pass.
wait, that's a fucking lie. I just didn't go with you. I went at nighttime with I've been at nighttime and I've seen one match and it was like kind of low key snuck in, so it was cool.
So you got in there like that. So you can do
Yeah.
different ways. You can buy a grounds pass that lets you like just go in all the match. So there's like it's called Rod Laver Arena, which is like the main Bell Center here, the Scotiabank in Toronto, like just the big fucking thing. Sports arena next to they're in this one street next to like the MCG and all that stuff. So they're probably 20 or 30 outside courts where all the lower tier games are playing, but you can still see some pretty big players play there. And once you get in, you just grab a beer, you just go. There's no assigned seats. You just sit down and you're good to go. Then you can buy
No assigned seats.
not in the outside courts. You just get down and
You
just
just
sit there.
get oh,
Because there's a million of them. You can just rock up and just walk
Interesting.
around and go see the smaller one. You can see people train and whatever. And then you can add on a center court pass, which gets you to see the big games. Anytime you see Serena or fucking
Federer.
all them exactly that man's play.
Stafford
Or-
Edberg,
Now
Pete
that-
Sampras, Pistol Pete, buddy.
Or what about Steffi Graf, Monica
Oh,
Seles?
mate.
Ooh,
Andre Agassi, let's go.
fuck, he's a
Keep
mad
going.
Boris Becker. Let's go.
Boris Becker.
Oh,
I know Boris Becker.
Oh,
Mate.
yeah, who's the cunt who's Johnny McEnroe?
John McEnroe. Yeah. You got what's another random tennis player? Wait, leave it with me. Hold on. I was thinking about the tennis grunts. Do you remember? I can't remember if it was Steffi or Monica.
Leighton
Seles, but
Hewitt, mate.
Oh
Let's
fuck! I
go.
forgot about that.
Fucking
cunt.
Leighton, mate. He is.
Fuck.
Come on! That's the thing.
Oh god, he was a duffer. He was.
Oh,
I can't think of
fucking
any
hell, he
more.
was a funny cunt.
Yeah, tennis was
He had
a good
left,
time.
He had like his left arm was like 3 of mine, and then his other arm looked like my regular one. It's dead ass funny as fuck. All the tennis players, the dominant hand is like as thick as a tree trunk, and their regular arm is just like a skinny fucking
Oh, because wherever they hold
atrophied
the thing.
muscle.
Yeah.
Like their non-dominant, the non-racket hand is always limp dick fucking chopstick, and then the other one's like fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger gets like ready to just dominate cunts' faces. So
That's
I think
hilarious.
it's the best. The forearms are just absolutely gigantic. Like that should be like a whole series of memes. I bet you if you Google that shit, there'll be a million of them. Like tennis playing forearms
tennis
and how
arms.
gigantically fucking huge some of them can be.
That's
You know,
really
even
funny.
some of the ladies have got some absolute monster arms, and like all the credit to them because they put the fucking effort in. But it's just like, wow, the difference between the two because they don't like even it out. That's the funniest thing about tennis, I think, right
Right.
there.
Okay.
Because they're just,
We'll see if we can find them. When Dan can try and find some shit. But yeah, fuck with tennis.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tennis is underrated.
Tennis
oh,
is
bags
sick.
with tennis hard.
Yeah.
It's a great sport. I used to be decent at it, and I used to have it's still not I used to. I have a good racket in Australia. I just didn't bring it with me because I am what's called is a dumb cunt. But it's, getting a good racket and having a good fucking smash, dude, good exercise.
Yeah, I'm keen, man. We bought, I think I told you one time here, we bought, all 3 of us bought rackets and balls, paws.
Oh,
And
pause.
we're just going to do it. It's just been a busy time, man. I wish we had more time to do it. I just want my aim
How's your
is to
backhand
play
slice?
one time. Oh, it's going to be embarrassingly bad. I can't wait. Because when we're walking past the courts, right, and sometimes people have the full gear and whatever, and they're like killing it. I'm like, oh, fuck, these guys are like good. And then lately, every single time
That's like enthusiast level. It's like me with my mountain bike. Like I got all the shit.
Well,
Still sick.
some people are like, yeah. Some people, there's the opposite though. That's a good point because I've seen people who have all this stuff who suck.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're speaking
Yeah.
about tennis, and then Tiff's. There's an add-on for the Serena. His name's Richard
The
Williams.
movie?
Serena and Venus's dad. Yeah, that Will Smith plays him. They've done a movie that's coming out
Yeah, looks good.
later. I'll come back to that in a sec because I read something about it today. So yeah, what was I saying? We got the rackets. Whatever, who cares? But this movie, apparently they were like, it's called King Richard. So it's really about him and the way that he pushed the daughters. But what they don't tell you in it is that just before, so he had a family of 6 children, and he told the oldest daughter he was going to buy her a bike, and then never came back. And then a couple of years later, he had a brand new family with Venus and Serena, and just disowned them and didn't talk to them. He just left.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that crazy?
That is wild.
And they're like, and I read an interview with the oldest daughter from the other side, and they only met one time when they were teenagers. with Serena and stuff.
Straight.
And, apparently he's a cunt. Never paid child support, just disappeared. So she was like, how the fuck can you make a movie about this guy when it's about him and worshipping him, and he was the one who like abandoned the entire family?
Yeah, wow.
Which is pretty crazy. So
That is wild.
anyway, next one.
That's a dark turn.
Dark
Bloody hell.
Dark
indeed.
turn, yeah.
Yeah. So watch it. Do with that information what you want. Is that coming from here? Where's that noise coming?
Yeah, I don't know where that is. Sirens, nice.
Oh, that's you. Okay, that's nice.
Nice.
Man's just downtown. Sorry, kids.
That's okay. It was all
Sorry.
me. And,
I'll just mute my.
No, it's
No,
fine.
it's fine.
Don't worry about it. Don't
It's
worry. I just
fine.
wonder if it's here or there.
Skinny pop.
Don't worry about it. All right.
Couple of days.
Tennis for me is very underrated. I love tennis. The only issue with tennis, you can't watch it while doing other things. Like, you can watch football easily while doing other things because there's a lot of like possession based and shit. Tennis is literally you're watching it back, forth. You can't like you can't not watch it. If your eyes are off it for 2 seconds, you could miss probably the best serve or the best shot you've ever seen in your life. So that's the only trouble.
That's a fair point.
Yeah, but it's
Hypnotising.
sick. Yeah, I love it though. So, next thing, the TV show Saturday Night Live.
Overrated.
Now it's overrated. Used to be classic.
Have y'all watched it recently?
Yeah,
No.
watch the latest season.
Have y'all laughed?
Yes, but there are a lot of weird skits. That's the only issue I have with it. I really like it.
Pretty much crickets.
It's just
Almost every. I actually feel embarrassed for the actors most of the time. Like
That's
they're
some
lame.
pretty cringe-worthy shit. It's just cringe. Like, that's what it is.
That's the best way to say it.
Mm.
Super cringe. The best part is the weekend update with
with Colin
Joseph and Michael Che.
Yeah, that's the best
Um,
part of the whole
You know,
show.
everyone's mad at Michael Che now because he was joking about the Simone Biles chick, but whatever. He's a comedian shit. But yeah, that SNL is like if there's like a good host, the best one I think from memory was whenever Chappelle hosted or Drake. Drake's one was
Drake was
fantastic.
amazing.
So if there's a cool ass host who's in a lot of the skits, it can make it really interesting. And Drake was like just hilarious. He was just making fun of himself. He was just clowning. It was really good. So like when you get that, it makes it good. But 98% of it is like you barely, at best you give it like a like that.
Yeah.
That's all you're doing. You're not like sitting there like bursting out laughing like at a stand-up show or something.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's supposed to, but the way people laugh in the audience,
Yeah,
I know it's different. but-
Yeah, it might be different if you're live.
You
I don't know. I like it, but then there are a lot of skits on like.
I do enjoy watching it, but
Yeah,
I'm
it's
not sitting there-
entertaining. Like,
yeah,
it's not like I'm not hysterically laughing at it.
but sometimes you want to look at it and be like, look how shit it is, and you just like not hate watch it, but like are happy to point out how shit it is.
Hey, watch it.
But
But
like
then
hate watch is a real thing.
thing. Yeah, hate watch is a real thing. It's hard for me to compare because I didn't watch it before. I only watched it like since coming here.
When you think about who came from it, like Eddie Murphy and like fucking like Dan Aykroyd is from that shit, Steve Martin, like all the like from the 80s, I think it was a really good time. I know there's a million. John Belushi was from that shit. Like lots of the actors from that time got their main big break off SNL. So it was a
That's
really
true.
important show. Like even Keenan's been on there for probably 15,
Keen's been on
20
there for
years.
so long. Yeah.
He's been on forever. Like, you know, Jay Farrow came through that for someone more recent.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Jim Carrey. Heaps
Jim
of
Carrey, see exactly, yeah.
Jim Carrey's still on
I
it
know.
right now.
Yeah, he's a
Still does
fucking
his
G. I love how much
So
he hates
fun.
Trump. He's
Triple OG.
But anyway, yeah, SNL is. I'd always watch. I'm always down to watch it, but it's pretty overrated. Like, and the music performances are kind of cool a lot of the time too.
Yeah,
I
usually
always
the music
appreciate
performances are actually really good.
Yeah. What else we got? Last one.
Last one. What have I got?
Just suspense music, see?
Ooh, yes, actually. Before you say it, Dan. Before.
Yeah.
No, this one. Let's do this.
It's time to go!
No, that's the wrong one.
Oh, here we go.
Hmm.
Yeah, talk now.
Yeah.
We are like a little mental in it, like
Yeah.
flipping out, Bogan.
Conor McGregor. Overrated, underrated.
I guess he's pretty overrated the way he just. I think it's mostly because of his mouth. The man
got a
just
mouth.
yaps. Yeah,
He's got a mouth and no ankle.
But no ankle.
Very true.
I think, but at the same token, he's the most. It's like Trump being a piece of shit, but he was the most entertaining president around. So there's always something to either complain about or laugh about.
He definitely earned his place in the sport. He is a great athlete. He's a great fighter. He's disciplined. He has good work ethic, business ethic. He's fucking capitalized on all his bullshit. He's marketed the fuck out of himself. He's like, at it overall, like, hats off. He's a fair sick cunt, but he's such an arrogant, outspoken cunt, and he just knows how to press the media buttons and cause a little ruffle in the feathers of cunts and shit. So, like, I mean, that mostly it's a hats off. So I think he's underrated more so, but lately he's been a bit of a cunt, and most people are just like, shut up, bro. So
yeah,
it's kind of my thoughts on that.
No, I feel you. He was once a sick fighter. He was once one of the best in UFC.
Yeah, right.
He's still like the poster boy of UFC because Dana White loves him.
Yeah.
Like, Dana White loves him. And
Probably makes him a lot of money.
Makes him a lot of money.
Oh,
That's all it is.
absolutely.
Because he's really just been in fights and he's just losing. Since Khabib. Since the whole Khabib thing.
Did that set him on like a downward spiral or
Yeah,
something?
I think so, because Khabib absolutely dismantled him. Like, it
Right.
was embarrassing to watch that fight because he was even speaking to him whilst getting absolutely fucked up, saying, "Oh, I didn't mean myself. It was only business. Like, it was just for entertainment, shit like that." And then he was getting absolutely smacked about.
Good.
And like, he was a sick fighter once upon a time, but then now he's like, he doesn't really win big fights. He doesn't win big fights at all. So I don't know. Yeah, he's overrated. I think it's so funny. He's hilarious. Like, he's very hilarious. It's kind of bad for me to say because he's really rude. But like, he's so hilarious.
Disrespectful type shit.
So disrespectful, but it's just too funny. Like, watching him and Mayweather, the whole press conferences and all the
stuff he was
build
saying,
up to the fight, that was just hilarious. It was the most funny thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, it was too funny. You can watch.
He's a showman, right?
Yeah, you can watch the press
Definitely
conferences.
talks all the shit.
Yeah, and you'd actually be crying like of laughter. They're just too funny.
Yeah, particularly because it's like it's not something that people typically do. We talk that in those circumstances, so it's like this the context of it, and then also he talks really funny.
Yeah, that's also
So the Irish people.
Oh, the Irish! Oh,
do you think Irish people talk funny?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, just because it was like your man down. Who's the funniest talking?
It's not really Mandem, it's just like northern neighbours. It's like fucking.
Yeah, I know like 2 Irish people.
Okay, so
Okay,
you laugh at
yeah,
them. Terry treated Herod.
Yeah.
What's the funniest talking out of England, Ireland, Wales, and Scotland?
Scotland, yeah.
Ireland. No, I don't know.
Scotland is so funny, bro.
Scotland is quite fun, but in Wales as well, they speak.
Scotland is more cute than funny, but
Scotland's
also
cool. I'm happy with the way they speak. They're cool.
Yeah, bang with Scotland.
But then Ireland, it's like
Yeah.
I actually struggle to understand what you say.
Yeah,
like
same,
legit.
I'm
Like
the drunker they are, the worse it gets.
Oh, it makes sense.
Yeah, definitely can't bang. But the Scottish, I just remember being in there, and half the time I'm just like staring at people when they actually really talk, and like, and then they also
look at their mouths.
heavily.
And now we can't because we've got masks on, so it's even worse.
Oh my gosh, we would never be able to go to Scotland now. I
didn't realise how good we could lip read until we wore masks all the fucking time.
Yeah, because even if you couldn't hear for whatever reason, you're kind of watching.
We're all amateur lip readers.
Great
Didn't
fucking
know it.
point.
Chuck on the resume, kids.
Yeah, amateur lip reader. And with that, C words, I think we're done. Is there anything else we want to touch on? Are we good for this week?
Poor mate.
This week. Yeah, we're good. Football's back in 2 weeks, so
I've been thinking about
Bloody
it.
ripper.
yeah, I can't wait. We're gonna be so bad this season.
Oh,
I
I'm
cannot
so
wait.
pumped.
Can't wait. It's
I'm going to
fun.
set my alarm like after this.
Yes, Friday 13th August, Arsenal vs Brentford. Should be at like 12 o'clock or something. No, should be at
Yeah.
3 p.m.
So I can crack a tinny with lunch and watch the
Yes.
football.
Yes, exactly.
Sweet.
You would love it.
As
Mate, jelly already just thinking
Mhm.
about it.
cute as fuck, mate.
Well then, Nosh, where can everyone find you online?
Mate, people can find a bloke like me at Notion Baby on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. At Illnote Studios on Instagram and Facebook. illnotestudios.com. NotionBeast.com. Got a bunch of new bangers up there. Holla at your motherfucking boy. Dan?
Dan Johnson on Instagram and Twitter, and HTFGXMING for everyone who wants to watch me play video games and edit really nice videos on Instagram and Twitch. What about you,
I
Sam?
love it.
Nice.
I'm going to take a quick, what's it called? A thumbnail.
Thumbnail.
Ready, Nosh? Got it. You can find me at CEEFOR on Instagram and Twitter. Guys, thank you so much for watching and listening. If you enjoyed the episode, smash the thumbs up, hit subscribe below, hit the notification bell. Ding! So you know when the new drops. Follow us on social media everywhere at The Movement Fam. We go live now. Well, it's not as live. The video is going to be live at 8 p.m. every Monday. It's awesome. Scheduled, premiere, Mans are there. And,
Clockwork, mate.
I'm going to be there responding to Mans.
We'll be there in the comments.
That's what I'm saying, exactly. It happened last week. We realized probably should be there all the time just to double check tonight because we can't respond immediately. So we're going to be doing that. And we'll see you guys next week. After it's going to be a big one with these releases. So I'm excited. I am excited.
Have a good one, man.
All right, see words.
Have a good one, innit?
Get it in you. Get it in you. In your dick hole.
Get your gun.
Cock hole.
Get your gun.
Cock hole. Get it in your cock hole. Get it.
Get your gun.
Get it.